Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Valorant Challenges 2. Of course, we are heading to the lower bracket here as we have teams that are qualified already, but are still trying to fight for seeding and, of course, a bigger slice of the pie. And if you like what you're seeing here, and maybe you fancy yourself as someone who can get involved at this level of play, you have an opportunity to do that through Nerd Street Gamers. Now, if you missed out on the Winter Championships, which was actually an incredible event, really great showcase of North America's team, the Summer Championships are also coming up this August. And you can qualify by registering for the next tournament at nerdstreetgamers.com/Valorant. You can start your road to the Summer Championships by registering for the qualifiers that start in March. You've got a little bit of time to secure your spot, but tournaments do fill up quickly. So the sooner you get in, the more likely it is rather that you and your squad will get a chance to compete. I know Jordan's been out there chilling out and raiding and ranked. He knows what it's all about. He's a born competitor. Good to have you back here. We just saw, Envy dismantle Immortals on Icebox, but the rest of the series felt at least a little more competitive overall.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a little bit of a closer one, but I was glad to see it go to a third map there. It was fun narratives all around. I think we all learned together a little bit more about both of those teams.
Some of the friends we made along the way. You know?
And yes, exactly. And I learned that you're now going to be doing sound effects for my stream in the future and things of that nature. So yeah, I'm not super familiar with XSET. I know some of the players, Pure, BCJ, the fellas, they got some skill and they've won some big games already this tournament, taking out FaZe pretty handedly, and then Luminosity 2-0 as well. So super exciting to see them here as a chance to head to the final. Well, first they would play Immortals if they win here, but exciting road ahead of them.
I mean, yeah, this is obviously, two teams. I think XSET fighting for respect in a big way, right? I think that, they're a really fascinating team to me because they don't really use a lurker. They just don't. In fact, so many of the way that XSET play is based off of sort of, buddy systems or playing as a unit. We did actually says in an interview recently, like, we just don't like to lurk that much. We really like to try and make plays off each other. This team, incredibly good at putting retakes together very quickly, so something to keep an eye out for. And I don't really feel like Sentinels need much introduction. I think XSET have had the misfortune now on 2 different occasions of having to go up against Sentinels in a lower bracket, of a Champions Tour series. Last time they got boomed out by Sentinels pretty comfortably, but XSET's road here, right, is probably what has impressed us most of all because they definitely have some really stiff competition to go up against, right? They deal with FaZe Clan, after dealing with Envy straight up. They had to go up against Envy right at the beginning and they dropped, 0-2. But they handled FaZe Clan pretty comfortably. And then they end up going up against Luminosity, who, you think are probably, a little bit higher on the pecking order than this XSET roster, but they able to deal with them comfortably. It's 2-0 now. A Proto just sort of complained about stomach virus, and there were a lot of mitigating factors around people that are located in Texas, having practice time and like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But XSET kind of show us, Jordan, that they actually can have consistency, that they have really strong protocols in place, right? They're not just this like poppy team that wants to just sort of take aim duels, which is impressive because a lot of the up and comers do play that way.
Yeah, I'm wondering. So do you feel like this is similar to last matchup in this case that Sentinels is the more fundamental team and XSET is going to be more of like Immortal style?
I think XSET are able to do some elaborate things. I think the way that they can, make use of we did on Viper. Like they're trying to play Viper on Split, for example, right? But no, I think that both of these teams actually, their strengths lie in their chemistry, which is why this series is particularly exciting. Now, we are XSET ban Icebox because they just don't mess with it, and Sentinels ban Bind. So these two teams know what maps they're playing when they go up against each other. This head-to-head seems like it's a little bit tough for XSET because all the maps that they like to play are the ones that Sentinels are very good on. For example, Jordan, I'll just throw this out there. Sentinels haven't lost a Haven matchup this year yet. That is, that's their wheelhouse, baby.
I saw that and I was questioning, and I also, I think a team like Sentinels too, they get to start out in a confident, comfortable way. I'm curious to see if it's going to be a blowout first map or if XSET's going to be able to fight back. Do we know who's starting on defense, offense? Oh, we see here on the screen. Yeah,
that's right. So it would be defense start here for Sentinels. So, I mean, this is still a very good map for XSET, by the way. Like, this is still their preferred. But last time these two teams played, they played Haven and Split, right? So we will see those two maps again. Split was especially one-sided, and Haven ended 13-10. So we expect a very competitive match here. And I want to see if there's anything, do XSET have a reason to bring some X factor into this series where they've theoretically already qualified for Masters, and that they're getting themselves more experience. I say that, Jordan, because teams like XSET, Immortals, Luminosity, they got so good because they kept playing tournaments, right? They played in the Complexity Invitational, they played in the Winter Championships for NSG. These ostensibly sort of lower prize money events, they were just getting involved in every weekend, and that's why they were able to overtake rosters like your TSM's 100 Thieves of the world. So these kind of matches is so instrumental for both of these teams, the experience of going head to head against potential opponents later in Masters.
Yeah, and the thing that XSET may have going for them here is that when you get to start on attacker side on a map like Haven, you have the opportunity to set the pace a little bit. It seems like a lot of the meta lately on a map like Haven is these A lobby fights where people fight and the defense is trying to farm the orb at A, and then the aggressive teams, while that's happening, always like to seem like you'll see like a FaZe or Mortals, they'll be fighting in B really early on offense. So there's a chance maybe here for XSET to set the tempo right away. Shazam, Sick, all these guys, Dapper, they're very aware of the aggressive play style. I think Shazam's strength as a sniper is that he's really good against riflers. Some snipers are good against other snipers. Shazam, I feel like, benefits a lot against other riflers that are trying to get aggressive. So I think that's where XSET's going to have to be careful, just trying to go dry into too many areas. They're going to have, I feel like Sentinels is good at just covering their bases. So curious to see the tempo that XSET starts at.
And I think we need to mention it again, right? Sentinels, big chip on the shoulder because they lose to Envy for the first time and ascend, on the walk of shame down to the lower bracket as a result. In a pretty exciting match. It was extremely close. The fact that Sentinels had to qualify through the lower bracket is going to sting them because they love to talk that smack on Twitter. You know what I mean? They don't like the fact that they have to go to Twitter now and be like, yeah, we qualified, but that's through the lower bracket, yada, yada. We'll see Sentinels starting on the defending side here. And again, plenty of frenzies in these hot, sweaty hands.
Well, somewhat standard setup early on as Sova's in the garage window, Cypher's back C, and the jet dash comes in, and the chaos is now going to begin. Dart comes through, maybe able to get one through the smoke. As Sick able to grab two there with the Molotov and the frenzy here. Just a reminder, still in the old meta, and now it's down to a 3 versus 3.
Sick. Okay, push through the cyber cage. Make noise as you do, that's fine. No fear. FIFO's going to be up on top of the boxes though, and is able to dispatch him. And a 2v2, mind you, we're in the post plant here, so Sentinels do need to get a wiggle on. FIFO playing from logs. BCJ can play off him there. We're left in a 1v1. There's so little health left for FIFO there, so Zoms is able to swing on through. And that's where you want to be as Sentinels, of course. You're defending on this map. You know that you're going to be stretched pretty thinly over these next few rounds. So the longer it takes for XSET to get proper guns, the better. This next round definitely feels like its own little pistol round with how forcing has been occurring.
Yeah, let's see. I think, the theme today has been buy Stingers second round if you lose pistol. So I'm curious if they're comfortable. Haven, there's a map like, Garage and a couple spots where you could still do damage with the Stinger, but it's not the same as Ascent where there's a lot of close corridors where you could do that damage early. So looks like XSET's actually going to save for the third round bye, which I like. Okay. I think it makes you a stronger case to get into the match early in a more guaranteed fashion.
Sinatra posted up as he often is in Garage. We'll spot out some of this action we did. Well, very quickly he is cut down to size. Sentinels now know that there's going to be plenty of attention going to the C site. And Dapper turns those two players into Swiss cheese, and XSET really have nothing to work with now. A very quick start to this map as, again, no force from XSET in the second means that this round 3 actually is relevant.
Close shots there. A couple sheriff bullets, grazing haircuts. Sinatra doing the textbook, I saw that play on YouTube kind of deal. Dart up in the ceiling. And
yeah, thanks, Average Jonas.
Yeah, exactly. I've watched a couple of these tutorials, and now we're heading into the meat of the match here as XSET is going to have their first real bye, opting for a Sova Dart long A and maybe fight for this lobby here. Curious to see. I've heard this is a lot of the action is this A lobby fight these days.
All right, chat, you voted 80% of you said Sentinels would win this map, and you're off to a pretty darn good start. Those channel points were in good hands, apparently, and BCJ just... I mean, knows he best be very careful. Best watch his step there as the spam comes through from B. That's Dapper. And we have Shazam and Sinatra will play off each other. Soms is already here as well. So the stack to A, based on very little info, plays off in a big way for Sentinels.
Sinatra in a good position in the sense that he has a Spectre and he's just staying close. Should be able to get one, depending on if it's a jet dash followed by a spinorama kind of entry. But Shazam here playing off his boys.
Do love that. Spinorama, big fan.
Big fan. And Sinatra about to get a little Overwatchy on us. Don't know what that means, but he was about to go through the smoke.
I take that personally. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. You know, hey, listen, you're the one who put context on it. I didn't say anything. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and see offense reset here, Mitch. And I don't know how, but they seem to sniff out the stack here. But it's not like they're running into an easier setup as they still have the Cypher chips and Sick, who's been the man of the match so far, with a lot of damage, who's gonna take down one early and still in a position to do some damage.
I mean, of all things, a tripwire? Really? That's how your ship gets scuttled? Six able to find himself three, and he was tempted. He wanted himself the Vandal, and that just oozes confidence there as BCJ has to make something happen here, and he gets absolutely domed. Six swings around the corner, and there's something about Sentinels today, Jordan. I can't quite put my finger on it, but they're not messing around.
Hunter, Sick that is, has looked so strong every time I watch them play. He's always seems to be making massive plays, and you know, there's that pre-nerf stinger. I don't know, like, I don't want to take away from Sick right there, but that quick reload into just the spray down double kill, would that have still happened? Maybe. They were pretty close range, so 3-0 regardless for Sentinels, and good start for them here.
Sick has definitely been a standout player for Sentinels across this entire tournament so far. Not only does he seem to be able to play every single agent at an incredibly high level, but you know, when he gets to turn up on Duelist, he just takes the game over himself. Zoms and Shazam both watching this lower push here. Something tells me, it feels like Sentinels have a really good read on what XSET are going for right now, or XSET are having trouble surprising them. Sinatra, okay, swings around the corners, only able to find the one kill, and this puts XSET in a player advantage for the time being. Dapper is spotted on the high ground. BCJ puts that spike down. A cyber cage also deployed. Dapper is contemplating a really cheeky drop down from A, but actually no spike planter, should I say. It's actually getting carted elsewhere. Plenty of time in the round. Makes sense.
Interesting. Got the trip up as well, so he's going to know no one came through B because of the trip. They're able to watch flank and spawn here.
Play together, give a free trade essentially here.
Massive kill from Sick right there, and it's unfortunate that XSET wasn't ready to trade that kill together. Now it's 2v2.
You're kidding me. Okay, BCJ in a 1v1 now. You can hear the klaxoning starting to hasten. So Dapper knows that, you know, BCJ's been able to find a fairly comfortable post-plant scenario. Dapper doesn't need neural theft to know where his opponent is. And oh, okay, that's a shoulder peek there. Now we're just going to see BCJ head for the hills. This is cue the Benny Hill theme music here, because Dapper is going to be denied what he so sorely desires. The frag on BCJ. The round is over, and Dapper still wants to try and get a gun out of the hands. He will at least have that. But XSET get on the board.
Not the worst effort there. I like, you know, the direct walk, because a lot of times you get into this little tug of war where he jiggles you shoulder and then you push close, and then even if you push cubby and get the kill, it's too late anyways. So he just went for the direct play. Unfortunately, BCJ played it well to get far away, and they get their first round on the board.
XSET, I mean, it's not clean. They definitely, you know, even now with the purchase they've made, they're able to get weapons and armor, but that is really all they're working with right now, and it will be XSET again. They play together, which is really what we know them for. Shrouded step here actually being used to at least get the spike carrier we did, of course, a little bit further down into sewer. BCJ with the Hunter's Fury. Not only information, but a kill. It's traded instantly, though. Six. I mean, this is the thing that took so long. Six able to start to pinch through a little bit now, and XSET realize they need to move fast.
4 versus 4 here, and they have some info, but I love the play by Flyfo there just to be able to get close and take down someone for the numbers, alleviate the pressure a little bit on this post plant. Kind of dodge, dodge the owl a little bit there.
Sick into hell. Finds
Wow,
Pytho,
what a
sends him
retake.
there himself. This is dangerous for XSET. Oh, I cannot believe it. Pure now has to do it all, and Dapper, unfortunately, is going to deny that opportunity here. That started extremely well for XSET.
That's a decent effort at the end there. Whoever that was next time, I already forgot who died, just to hug along the box right there. But I'm surprised that retake went the way of Sentinels so smoothly.
Yeah.
XSET looked like they had a decent setup there in the beginning of the round, getting the tag on them and pushing them off the site. Six survived that whole time, was able to just flank window, like you said, immediately taking ground from them. So Sentinels is just seeming to be always ready to strike back right now, and seems to be a step ahead of XSET.
The fact that XSET don't often play with that lurker means that maybe Sentinels know and understand this and know that they can actually feel a bit more comfortable pushing in from the extremities on defense, right? Knowing that there is less likely to be a player lying in wait for them sort of on their own. You see here, I mean, XSET are very compact as an attacking side. Well, Shazam will do that.
Massive angle. Great angle from Shazam right there to be able to take a shot and get away. And now even if they dash onto the site, he's got support. Smart dash away himself to get out of the site. B is not one of those sites where you need to just be holding it the whole time. You're able to give it up and have space there. And now Sinatra saying, what did you say about Overwatch? As he comes in and grabs a quick double frag. And BCJ trying to get a couple guns away here, but it's going to be a tough 1v4 here unless he wants the highlight reel.
I mean, listen,
Sick kills him off.
the guy is so dripped out that they make a skin in his honor and he leaves. This guy cold. He does not care. I mean, that was a beautiful setup for Shazam. That is Bladestorm shut down, by the way. I mean, XSET can't get any value out of their abilities.
Yeah, massive kill there. Great positioning and not getting too... what's the word about it? He's not getting too greedy there, Shazam. He could easily go for the eco frags and try to get more, but he falls back, plays smart, and allows his team to support him. So yeah, back into a 4-round deficit here for XSET.
Shazam actually peeking quite far down long C, so that's information in itself. Sick is hunting. I don't think he's going to find too much here, though, as most of XSET just tuck themselves in now. Don't want to lose any kills, let alone give away any information. Sentinels say fine. Take your sweet time. We'll be waiting.
Force him back here with the drone presence. Sick obviously hears it. You know, XSET's been known to be somewhat one-dimensional, as you said, in terms of their hits. So I wouldn't be surprised yet. We're going to see Sova kind of starting to lean towards spawn in case they need to rotate. But a big double kill there by XSET, and now they're taking the bomb site. Their first probably clean advantage heading into a bomb site, 4v3, and if they don't close this one out, I'm going to be worried about their chances the rest of this half match.
I mean, yeah, Sentinels look for the trade, right? But XSET had 3 players, so that trade gets completely shut down. There's 1 kill, but that's all they're going to get. BCJ lays the spike down. We did contemplate the paranoia here as Sentinels now get Shazam in position as he's going to be playing from connector. So this will have to be a quick hit now, maybe sort of a dash across. Oh, I don't think Aaron was ready for that. Pure is still sat in the corner. 2v2 though, as Sentinels trade up in numbers and the Bladestorm is out. Oh dear, Pure nailed to the wall. Another for Shazam. And the Sentinels, oh, man, they make life so hard for XSET there. It was a 4v2.
It's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt. Oh man, do we have a replay primed and ready for that one? I just want to watch him fly through the air again. Oh man,
that is textbook Smeaging, by the way. Here's how this flash goes.
The double kill. That's actually very unfortunate. Zoms is trying to be a good teammate there, but probably should have baited a little bit wider initially. And then great tag there by the Sova, and then Shazam just looking smooth on the movement there, and just not able to close out the 2v right there.
Yeah, that one is that's demoralizing, I think, for XSET,
so,
right?
Oh, you told me earlier that chat wanted me to explain scaling here. Without wasting too much of this round time, let's watch the action here. Sick already going for more kills here. Basically, as we have a second here to talk, scaling is when you scale forward into the bomb site or scale forward into any corridor. So a lot of times, really good teams, what they're good at is scaling, meaning whoever's in front, the people behind them have really good spacing. So when your spacing is good and you're progressing, aka scaling, when I say your scaling is good, it's because your spacing and
scaling
progression
up your map
is
control.
really exactly. You're scaling up your map control. So teams that are higher level, even if they're a slow, passive, meticulous team, they have really good scaling when they need to have it. And so that's a key trait for these teams when you deal with kills early in the round. And just like that, another 4v3 for Sentinels right here as they're looking pretty cozy on defense.
Yeah, I mean, another situation, Jordan, where XSET have to try and put something together short-handed onto one of these bomb sites. Sinatra, okay, uncharacteristic miss. Pure there gets a stay of execution and even the kill. Toms also. Okay, Stinger Nation up in the chat. Sick now. And the 1v3. Okay, well, I mean, this is going to be a tough one now. There's really no one presenting themselves as options for him, and Pure comes through with a Stinger. Yuck!
I was wondering for a second if they didn't spot him, and I was like, wait a second, is this about to happen? Is this going down right now? But no, XSET are finally able to get another round on the board here. Still pretty early in the game. There's still hope for them, but Sentinels just seems like when they lose the round, it's because they made a mistake, not because the other team really like beat them in the situation. So still a lot of positives for them here. Curious to see if XSET's able to really turn the momentum around here.
Well, they've got the tools to do it, at least. Aaron can only get himself the Spectre. Better. And a kick in the teeth. VCT. Oh my! No! VCJ wants a Hunter's Fury. And until he gets the Cypher's main. Cypher main's disdain. Straight down long. Yikes.
It's unfortunate. I try to do it sometimes, but you got to be careful. It's so easy when the smoke is close to you like that to just sound isolate and shoot through it. You got to try to do it at an off angle at least. I know sometimes people think straight on is a juke, but early frag goes down, Mitch, and now another 5 vs 4. Sentinels can kind of just play info on B and then stack up their normal setup. Sick over at Garage, though, as Soba is rotating actually to A this time. And they seem confident on the A hit. I'm not sure what piece of info they have. Maybe it's because they have the double trips on C right now. They just feel really cozy.
That's
Shazam, though, staying confident. Look at how he plays against riflers. He knows no matter like the position, he has the dash, he can get away, and he's comfortable just continually holding these angles, and they know it.
Okay, so nice job by we did there. At least a straight jump, shoulder pick the corner. Force the shot. Still a player disadvantage for XSET, but now a glimmer of hope. Look where Siki's in a backstab position, and we did. No way he was going to be ready for that. Aaron now. I've seen him win the biggest trophy of my life. I've never seen a bigger trophy than the one he won in Crossfire, but he's about to walk into one here as he tries to go get this spike back. I would say a save is on the cards. Very little to do here as XSET have to contemplate how they sort of buy up around this weapon in the next round. I don't know how much money they're going to be working with, but whichever way you slice it, this is not... I mean, bear in mind, this is a map that XSET choose. This is a map that they are 11-2 on this year. This is just... I mean, I'm sure XSET, Jordan, would love to actually get to execute on a side with... Just be even in players, if not at an advantage in numbers, you know?
Well, yeah, well, they might be 11-2, but you said it, right? Sentinels is undefeated on this map so far, and they just look super well-rounded and continually winning early fights and getting these kills that set them up for just simple round wins. And then Shazam looking super strong with his knives, with his op, so not looking good for XSET at the moment.
So again, another Cyber Cage used, this time further down long to really make sure Shazam doesn't get any free kills at the start of the round. Okay, again, XSET have to do this to every corner. If they suspect Shazam is lurking, they have to shoulder peek every opportunity. Aaron, okay, getting aggressive. Showstopper in hand. Use the satchel charge. Doesn't find a kill, but I mean, okay, there was no way that Sinatra was ready for that. Good bit of aggression, good burst here from XSET.
I know exactly where.
Shazam, yeah, in a good position to catch
Six
Pure there.
survives too on that drop there. And now he's in a good position backside. They're forced into the corners here, and they have to win a fight. Shazam, those smokes are so smart to throw him so you can see the feet.
The one-way, he just puts together these one-ways in a 2v2 situation. That's the scary part about good Jet players as well, as they've always got a couple cloud bursts up their sleeve. That's nasty.
Yeah, I'm enjoying watching this. It's kind of a clinic. I feel like when you have games like this, I just kind of want to sit back and watch, because every time Sentinels is in these post-plant situations, they just don't seem to need to do anything special, and XSET kind of just peeks into them and they win the fights.
And that one way, I think, forced BCJ to play further down into sewers than he otherwise would have liked. So he sees less of the side, has to play this tighter angle. It's just... XSET aren't allowed to play the game they want to right now. We did, especially, just getting shut down often being picked off early in the round there, care of, you know, someone like Shazam, who's ready with the operator. Shazam playing through mid presently. Looks like the goods are headed towards C.
Yeah, not even opting for a split here as they're all heavy long C right now. Just kind of waiting for the spam to diminish here, but Sick in such a good position where are they going to counter spam along the wall? Oh man, he gets caught in the open with his pants down there. If the smoke lasted a little longer, maybe it works to his favor. But now Pure dashed in and just looking so good with those knives on the entry. Finally, a early round advantage for XSET here, Mitch.
And if you're XSET right now, you need to consider this a one round. You need to lock this up. There is no reason to give any ground to Sentinels unnecessarily, but Zom's able to take a tentative step onto the site. That's all, though. 2 kills, and then he is sent packing. XSET finally fire back. With 1 round left in the half, though, definitely hoping for just a little more on the attacking side of Haven. This is definitely not what they hoped for.
Yeah, great entry, but they got to be able to do it when they don't have ults always. I mean, that is a big part of the game, but speaking of ults, look at on Sentinels. They have all but the Hunter's Fury right now available, so their retakes are strong. I doubt, for instance, if we see them, you know, play too aggressive early because they're so confident in that late game with those ults. They got the run it back, which is so powerful in this map.
Infrastructure being erected towards the A side by XSET. It was, again, Shazam with the A long peak. More of a default feel for XSET this time around. And Hedwig gets sent down mid.
That spam is so powerful. It's so funny to watch that because, like, you think, how does it work? But it's like you have to cross the path of the bullets for 1 second to at least get tagged. Sick potentially able to get away here, which is smart from him. You know, he probably would have been able to get 1 kill, but have been 1 for 1, and I think that's an offense advantage right there if they go 1 for 1, as the trade just kind of snowballs into sight. Great molly to delay them. Shazam has all the info at A right now with the ops, so they're going to be leaning heavily. That's
canceled by We Did, so still a C split is underway here for XSET. Now, what does Sick see there? Nothing. He actually doesn't realize. XSET get behind Sentinels here. I don't think Dapper even realizes what's going on. And Dapper's playing with a judge. He is not equipped to deal with this sneak through garage. Sick eventually sort of whirls around and realizes that he's allowed the cat to get amongst the pigeons, so to speak. You just give Dapper a kill. Oh no, they didn't know he'd be there. Sat with a judge. It's almost unlosable. So now Dapper gets an upgrade on weapon, by the way, and not to mention the Cypher ultimate to give all that information. Now XSET are down a player. They've got to go big.
Yeah, that started out as what looked like a good push there. Garage, but Sick just holding a solid off angle and shuts it down. I like the effort to try to push forward and get kills right there, but it's such a narrow corridor in Garage, so the trades are so hard to get when you just sit there and sit at an angle. And Sick, once again, picking up and closing another round for Sentinels.
It's a nightmare start for XSET. 9-3 in favor of Sentinels at the half. Let's see if they can bring things back as they move to the defense on the other side of these messages. As a team, XSET have grown in leaps and bounds since sort of forming from what was left of, Mamba Moan Gaming, and now really starting to duke it out with the top teams in North America. They've qualified for Masters. That's huge. But Sentinels represents the next step in their process of becoming a top, or if not the top team. And right now, Sentinels, Jordan, are giving them all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, Sentinels just a solid game plan all around. Shazam just taking advantage of the frenzy with the running right there. And another just early round opening. It's just like, I don't want to cop out and say it's just patch, but there's definitely something to be said about these pistols.
It is Tokyo drift around in corners ripping people's heads off. It's okay to say.
Okay. All right. I got the pass then, because that's a 5v2 with people just sliding around right there. I'm glad they made the changes. That just gets very Call of Duty-esque for my
Sick was literally sideways getting that kill.
Yeah, so
initial D level stuff, my guy. Here's the plan
5v2,
anyway.
and they just it seems kind of corny, right? Like we're just watching them just slide.
Okay, yep. Well, there you have it. Frenzies get the job
It
done.
seems like
here.
that was warm up. Like that was like not even live. Like yeah, just peek here, dash here.
I do feel like though, because of how effective Frenzy is, that these pistol rounds are much less positional, right? That's why I was interested watching Icebox previously in a previous series, right, with Envy and Immortals, because because Immortals play retake on the side, they actually think more positionally and they pick up the ghosts, and such, despite Frenzy being such a strong option. Here though, I mean, you just want to bomb a site with 5 players, right? I mean, your opponents are split across 3 sites as defenders, so you almost always have a player advantage, and if you trade 1 for 1, you're going to come out ahead, right?
Yeah, I think that's why you do see even like the more strategic teams doing random like B lurks or garage lurks. Like there's a lot more like guys making plays on Haven, and actually that's one of the reasons I like the map. I think it has a unique ability to constantly be evening it up, and you have to play smart and be aware of rotations and everything. But we're going to see XSET actually buy Stingers. They didn't do that first pistol. They opted for the 3rd round buy instead. Have a little bit more of a safe economy here.
Maybe
Now
Sinatra. Power.
It's so smart on these rounds to clear out the close angles. You don't want to be walking through sewers. Pretty much any round that you think they have less money than you, or
it could be because it could be Bucky's, right? And not even necessarily Stingers. It could be anything that just ruins you playing around corners.
Frenzy. I mean, yeah, even a classic burst close range could do damage if you don't check the right corner.
Right, this is a very classic execute on B. You smoke both entries and waltz on in, and like many teams, XSET leave B undermanned rather. But look at this, they wrap around. Oh!
Or flash.
Oh god, it's like a horror film.
One enemy remaining.
Sick, just clean. I mean, I know this is against Stingers, but this is a little bit more exciting than your average anti-eco, because the team you have to force up actually have decent weaponry, but that is absolutely perfect from Sentinels.
Yeah, that's a great play, and I like that they get out of the site there. I feel like a lot of amateurs, 2 things they do wrong, especially on eco rounds, is 1, look at that 4 blind.
Oh my god.
People feel like they need to get on the bomb site, and a lot of times, especially on a site like B, getting out of the bomb site is very helpful because you just don't eat as much of the utility. And then 2, on rounds, people have lower money than you. I keep saying it. You just don't want to be close to all the smokes. Smokes and things like that are an opportunity for the people with the lesser gun or lesser util or economy to close gap on you and get these lucky kills. So smart play by Sentinels. Looks like they're playing really fundamentally sound so far.
And we also see teams that want to double execute, like attacking teams that execute, they plant, and then they play post plant and use some of that utility that they didn't spend to execute again. So they don't get caught in corners, in mollies and such. And, TSM try and do that quite a lot, actually, with by bringing the brimstone in, for example, with the extra smokes. Anyway, 4v2 as we get back to the game.
I use the word scaling. We scale, let's scale while scaling, that whole thing. And they scaled, and now they're in the bomb site, and they progressed. So that was kind of what we were referring to when I gave that little diatribe there, middle of the game. Last half is of progressing with your team. Baiting is a big part of pro play. A lot of people say, oh, you baited, it's bad. But progressing into the bomb site and having good spacing is a form of baiting, and that's key. And Sentinels is giving you a nice little... display of that right now.
It's a masterclass, I feel. Aaron able to find 2 here. I believe that was Bladestorm being popped. Yep, it was. Shazam rips Aaron's head clean off. But I like that you mentioned how important scaling is, because in Valorant, the spatial aspect is so much more important, because you have, let's take like other tac shooters, right, where everyone has like everyone can have a molly, everyone can have a smoke or whatever, right? Here, the utility available to you, or your ability to easily take space on a map, depends on your composition, right?
Correct,
Or how
yes.
effectively you're using that utility. And so you have so many different options, right? And I mean, okay, Sentinels. Okay. That's the 4 Odin buy. Even Shazam has some respect, but I mean, I guess I don't expect it from the rest of his roster. But,
Oh, man.
I mean, then you get marshaled sometimes. Mum spaghetti and everything.
One enemy remaining.
So is this
I
going
mean,
to be
you
on
deserve
Twitter
that.
later? Or are we going to see the discussion? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just can't wait for someone to tweet something like, it's like a subtweet, right, about people not taking their game seriously, right? Pace,
Yeah.
I expect you to do it again. I mean, you provide most of the drama in the scene for us because you're willing to, take the flag.
Yeah.
Get in there.
I'm not a big fan of the troll buys. I don't know, like, I knew there was some smack talk, but I thought that was like TSM and Sentinels,
It
right?
is.
In practice
It
with
is.
Hayes. Is there anything with XSET
No.
here? They just, or is Sentinel just trying to be, look, we did it in a match kind of thing, and just like, all right, guys.
Listen, I don't want to paint Sentinels in the wrong picture, but I do know Sinatra. I kind of know what the guy's about. I don't want to just put a target on them, but I think that they were just, trying to get the match done in style. I think is a safer way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
They're obviously playing better and now is a stronger team. Yeah.
Look, XSET have to make Sentinels respect them. I'm sorry, like that is the simple truth of this series. Sick, there's going to push through a lot of map control for Sentinels here. They have C pretty much tied up. That hurts. That hurts so badly. There's the backstab attempt there. Pure is shut down. This also puts like a really strong post-plant position in play now for Sentinels, who already have the flank tripwired. Dapper's just going to rotate here through Garage. And this is all but over.
Nowhere to run.
And as Fury as well, why not?
Player standing.
Aaron trying. BCJ. The 1 versus 4. With the Odin as well. Again, going to try and trade some of that disrespect back, but in the end, Sentinels do it like no other. The first map in this series convincingly going over towards Sentinels, who really want another crack at taking on Envious, and they start off well. They get rid of XSET here on a map that was XSET's choosing. That is an ill omen going forward for XSET.
Well, they wanted another crack at it, but they got cracked.
I see what you did there. You're well on the way, bro. You might consider a play-by-play commentary.
No, I'm not quite at that level yet. Gotta work on my tonation here for this yet. So, anyways, map 2 here. We got, what map are we playing for map 2?
Map 2 will be split, actually.
Split.
So,
And this is interesting because doesn't XSET, they do Breach on split, and they also do. No, I thought for a second there they did something else unique. Sky.
Generally, they do play Viper on split. So that's the kind of.
But yeah, we did play Viper on split.
Yeah, and Sage recently as well. They're not. I think the last time they played split, they might have used the Sage. Either way, again, I think it's an interesting map to see like what you can do with that sort of toxic screen. I mean, sometimes it really just doesn't pay off either way, and we saw we did have a really tough map, but I think this really shows to you, now that XSET have already, gotten over this hurdle and have qualified for Masters, now they're like, okay, this is going to be the competition of all of our peers at this level. You know what I mean? We've now made our way out, absolutely made their way out of tier 2, but it doesn't get much easier. There are new challenges that sort of present themselves as we go. So Split should be the second map in this series. A chance for XSET to stay alive in this series, or at least maintain some of their composure as Sentinels aren't taking any prisoners. Stick around, everybody. Map 2 is right around the corner.
I feel like I need to defend my scene's honor here, because this is just turning into a bit of a dogpile.
Like in groups always look.
I'm cutting you off here. I'm cutting you off. Cutting you off. He said G2's winning it. He said G2's winning it.
Need to wait till the next EU tournament, which could be in about 10 years now.
Take it with like a grain of salt.
No,
But
that's
that
no
being
fun.
said,
Take it super literally.
Spike defused.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
Oh, baby. Contrast stitching. Curves that'll hug your body. Adjustable arms. Custom embroidery. Memory foam pillows. Changeable color inserts. Lay flat, recline. Removable logos. Soft, durable material. Yeah. You like what you see, baby? Zip